Hello, Kim Ricks here, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the second instalment of our pre-tour video training series for your upcoming adventure in Sri Lanka. This exclusive video, titled The 101 of Gouda Gems and Heat Treatments, is crafted especially for you, our valued guests. Now in this session, Udara Guruge, our esteemed host in Sri Lanka for the Sri Lanka Gemstone Tour, will enlighten you on the fascinating process of heat treatment, a crucial aspect of gemstone enhancement. You're going to gain insights into the techniques and significance of this process and how it plays a pivotal role in the gemstone industry in Sri Lanka. We are thrilled to have you with us on this journey of discovery. Please sit back, enjoy the video, and prepare to expand your knowledge further, ensuring that you're well equipped to appreciate the rich heritage of Sri Lankan gemstones.
Hello and welcome. I'm Udara Guruge. I'm your gemology lecturer today. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Gouda gemstones and heat treatment techniques. Okay, let's try to identify what is a Gouda stone. I think you must have heard about this Gouda stone. Is it a different variety of gems? Is it another type of sapphire? Okay, to clarify your doubts, I'm going to take two definitions which I found given by different scholars, which I found in the internet. Let's read it together. Gouda sapphire is a low quality variety of corundum with a milky, cloudy or grayish appearance due to rutile silk inclusions. It is raw in its raw form. It lacks commercial value, but through heat treatment, it can transform into a high quality blue, ruby, pink, or yellow sapphire. Gouda is primarily found in Sri Lanka, which is renowned for its expertise in processing and heat treatment. This processing and heat treating these gemstones. Okay, let's move on to the second definition. Gouda is one of the varieties of corundum that is found in Sri Lanka abundantly. It is translucent to opaque variety of corundum with a milky or silky appearance in reflected light and brownish honey color or diesel color in transmitted light with a basic body color of bluish, yellowish or reddish color. As you know, this Gouda stone is also a low quality variety of corundum. Corundum is the scientific name that we use for sapphire. Sapphire is the trade name. So Gouda is a type of sapphire, but these sapphires are not so appealing, not so nice, like blue sapphire, yellow sapphire, ruby. Ruby is also a type of sapphire. Even Padmaraga, it's also a type of sapphire. So, but these Gouda stones are not so appealing because the clarity of these stones are very low because of this smoky silky needles inside those stones, and the color is very pale, either grayish blue or very pale yellow color or very pale purplish blue color, purplish red color. So in this lecture, I'm going to teach you how to identify Gouda stones and what are the techniques or technology that we can use to improve the color and clarity of these Gouda sapphires. Okay, now I'm going to discuss the history of these Gouda sapphires. These Gouda sapphires were there over thousands of years in Sri Lanka, but in 1960s and 70s, the Thai traders who came to buy Ceylon gems, they start collecting these Gouda stones. They buy these stones not in kilos, in tons. Some people some people say that still in Thailand, in Bangkok, in some rich gem traders' houses, there are big bags of Gouda sapphire, unprocessed Gouda sapphire is still with them because they have collected huge quantities, tons of Gouda sapphires during that era. Still, they are not 100, like they have yet to burn the excess Geuda sapphires they have in their stocks. So before these Thai traders come and start collecting these Geuda sapphires, we Sri Lankan Sinhalese people knew this is a type of sapphire, but we didn't see the value that we can generate out of these sapphires. Only after this Thai people, Thai traders start collecting these give the sapphire, Sri Lankans start become curious. What are they going to do with these things? And later they found that Thai people, Thai merchants, take those sapphires, take it back to Thailand, they burn it and improve the color and sell those stones at a very high price. So again, um, if you go to a gem mine, about 70 to 80% of the harvest, sapphire harvest that comes out of a gem mine is this Geuda. About 30 to 20 to 30% of the sapphires that we find in a gem mine are good quality natural blue sapphires which we don't which does not which do not require any additional heat treatment to improve the color or clarity, but in most cases 78 to 80% of the gem harvest that we find in gem mines are uh, uh, what we find is Geuda stones. So in the market, even in cut and polish fine gem market, about 70 to 80% of the sapphires that you find are heat treated stones. If someone gives a stone without telling this is a natural unheated stones, which means it's a heated stone, because 70%, 80% of the stones that circulate in the market are heated stones. So if someone has a unheated natural stone, they usually give that gem to your hand, telling that, Madam or Sir, this is a unheated natural stone. Otherwise, we have to assume that it's a heated stone, because mass majority of the gems that circulate in the market, about 70 to 80% of the sapphires are heated stones. Although these Geuda stones widely available in Sri Lanka, now in countries like Madagascar, Tanzania, Kenya, and few other African countries, you find this type of Geuda stones. But when it's come to burning, the burning expert says Sri Lankan Geuda stones has the best qualities required for burning. So when we burn Sri Lankan sapphires, you can get the best color and clarity. Let's say if we burn Tanzanian or Kenyan or African gemstone for to take blue sapphire, it it's not 100%. It does not, in most cases, it does not it do not create nice blue color, but it has a greenish blue color. So, but in Sri Lankan blue sapphires, you will find you can create nice vivid blue color after burning. So when it's come to gem burning, there's a huge demand for Sri Lankan Ceylon Geuda sapphire stones. So that's the history when it's come to the origin or the evolution of Geuda gemstones and heat treatment techniques. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Researchers says the types of Geuda stones. Now we are going to discuss the about the types of Geuda stones. Scholars says that there are 69 different varieties of Geuda sapphires in the world. Even I don't know the names of all the 69 stones, but researchers says that there are 69 different varieties. Out of those 69 different varieties, I am going to discuss about few widely available Geuda varieties. One of the most abundantly available Gouda varieties is called Silky Gouda. There's another one called Milky Gouda, Diesel Gouda, Dum Gouda. This one is Dum Gouda, Ottu Gouda. In Ottu Gouda also there's a variety called Atulottu, Pitottu. We will explain all these things one by one in the later slides. Young Gouda, Thick Gouda, Povangu Pushparaga Geuda, Rad Geuda. We will explain it. Before we move on to this to discuss about silky Geuda, I want to emphasize one thing. Even if you take a silky Gouda, you will not find 100% pure silky Gouda. Even in silky Gouda, you will find little bit of milky Gouda as well as diesel in it. Even let's say but if it mainly has silky Gouda, silky, we call it is as a silky Gouda. But there are some milky Gouda. Even in milky Gouda, you will find little bit of silky. So, but since it has mainly the milky inclusion, we call it as a milky Gouda. Okay, there's no 100% pure form silky Gouda, milky Gouda, or diesel Gouda. Let's try to identify silky Gouda. Why we call this stone a silky Gouda? If you see closely, you see this type of in the texture in the body of the when you look from outside there's a silky type of a texture on the body of this stone, especially if you apply some coconut oil and check it with a light, you will see a shine. It's like you will see a silk type of a shine that appears on the body of the this gouda. So this silk type of appearance is created by the rotile needles inside these stones. So if you see this type of stones, we can recognize it as a silky gouda. This is one of the most widely available gouda types in Sri Lanka. Next one, we are going to talk about milky gouda. See, it's like the color of these stones are white. It's like milk. So because of this white color, we call these stones as milky gouda. These rotile needles are generally those rotile needles are white in color. So we can see the white color through the stone. So we call these stones as milky gouda. And there's a another variety we call diesel gouda. So usually this diesel gouda has a little bit of bluish, gray bluish color in the body, but when we transmit a light source, a light through the body, you can see a diesel type or a tea stain type, some kind of a ink, tea brownish color ink inside these stones. As you see in this area, see there's a small yellow. It is very difficult to capture from camera. So, but you will see some yellowish type of ink, little bit of tea stain type thing inside the stone. I'm not talking about these ferrous marks, iron marks. These are outside, but here also inside you will see it's very. I know it's very difficult to figure it out through a photo. If you come to Sri Lanka, when we do some practical training sessions, when we go to gem markets, I can personally show you how to identify these stones. So because when we send a light source, when we transmit a light through the stone, you will see this diesel color or tea color within the stone, because that tea color gives away because of the availability of ferrous or iron inside the stone. So because of that diesel color that emits, we call this stone a diesel gouda. I'm going to give an example of a milky diesel gouda. So this is a milky diesel gouda. This is after preforming. So this has a white color milk and little bit of bluish color also here. And see you can see this stone is little bit yellowish because of the diesel inclusions in it. So once now it has two type of inclusions. It has the milky inclusions as well as it has diesel inclusion. So once we burn it, we can create a nice vivid blue color out of this type of milky diesel Gouda. So more you have inclusions, different varieties of Gouda inclusion, there's a high chance of getting a good color. Okay, this is one of the very rare type of Gouda or the rarest Gouda in the market. We call Dum Gouda. If you like, if you are if you are not a trained geode expert, if you see this stone to your naked eye, you will think this is like a white sapphire. More or less, it's like a white sapphire. There in the market, there are people has cut these stones thinking it is a white sapphire. Uh, but the thing is, if you check it closely, maybe with the light, or there's another technique, we can take a white plate with water and we can dip that stone inside that into that plate with water and transmit some kind of a light to that stone. Then we will be able to see a smoke type inclusion, bit of a smoky appearance, bluish color, smoky inclusions inside a smoke type of inclusion inside this stone. Dum means in Sri Lanka, dum means smoke, smoke geuda, dum geuda. Because of that smoky type appearance inside the stone, we call this stone dum geuda. This is one of the best stone geuda stones you can buy in the market because this creates with a small heat let's say we go for a traditional gas burning LP Lakmini furnace gas burning, we will discuss it later. We can definitely take a really good vivid blue color. So there's a high demand for this type of Doom Geuda stones in the market. I'm going to, this is an example. This is the rough stone after preforming, and this is after heat treatment. This is after cut and polishing the stone. So see, you can create a superb color, superb vivid blue color from Dum Geuda or Smoky Geuda. See the stone. This is just like a white sapphire. This is after heat treat. So there's a huge demand for Dum Geuda stones. The next variety of stone, Geuda stone that we are going to discuss is this Ottu Geuda. Ottu means the color patch. See, this is the in Ottu Geuda also there are two varieties, Atul Ottu and Pita Ottu. This one we call Pita Ottu. Pita means in Sinhalese, Pita means outside. The color patch or the color center is outside on the surface of the stone. Athulotto means the color patch or the color center is inside the Geuda sapphire. When it's come to Pitta Ottu, people do not like this Pitta Ottu Geuda because when we do preformation, we tend to remove, sometimes we accidentally, there's a high chance of removing this outside color center. So if we remove this color center, we will not be able to get a good color after heated because the color is here. If we have to remove it, then we will not be able to get a good color out of this. And again, even after heating, in most cases, the color the color runs only through the surface. This color does not get absorbed into the stone. So Pitta Ottu or outside color patch Geuda stones are not highly demanded in the market, but if you have a color center or a color patch inside the stone like this, once we heat it, you can get a very strong, vivid blue color. Sometimes even this blue color become like so strong, even sometimes become like dark blue. Sometimes people call carcanilla or deep blue. We have to again reheat with in an oxidizing environment to take down the color. So, but if you have color patches or atul ottu Geuda, we can create a nice blue color out of this. So the best method to burn this type of inside O2 or Atul O2 is to use this traditional blow pipe heat treatment method that we will discuss later, because time to time we can take out the stone and check it whether it's good, whether the color is good enough, and do the burning. Traditional heat treatment, traditional blow pipe heat treatment is recommended to burn this type of ഒട്ടുകേവുട്, especially the Atul ഒട്ടുകേവുട്. And another classification, young geuda and thick geuda. Yeah, what is young geuda? Young geuda is this type of a geuda. It's very transparent. It lacks the chemical required to create a nice blue color. It has a bit of impurities or a bit of titanium or ferrous that required to create a blue color, but it's the amount of chemical that is required to create a full, very vivid blue color is lacking. So just a single gas burning, Lakmini furnace burning is not good enough to take out the optimum color from this type of young Gouda stone. You may have to go for a extended heating through electric burning as well to achieve the expected, let's say, vivid blue color, royal blue color, or cornflower blue color. Sometimes even after burning through, let's say, even after you give this stone for 6 months electric burning, you might not get the expected color because you don't have enough chemicals, impurities inside the stones to achieve that target color. So that we talk about is the young Gouda. This is the other variety we call thick Gouda. These stones in natural form, it's so thick, it is either translucent to opaque. It has a lot of rutile needles, ferrous, a lot of inclusion. It has too much inclusions. Even after, sometimes even after heating, it has this remaining rutile needles. So from these type of stones, we can get a nice blue color. But the thing is, the stone we call sleepy, or it lacks the luster because the clarity is not there. Because even after extensive heating, maybe let's say we go for high heat for 1850, we do heating 2 or 3 times. Even we go for electric heating. Sometimes even after heating several times, we will not be able to sometimes get the expected clarity from these type of stones. So when we buy stone, we should not go for this type of highly thick stones, because yes, of course we can get good color, but we will not be able to get a good clarity and luster out of it. Or else we have this young Gouda, you can get a nice luster, clarity is there, but the color you will not be able to get the best color out of this young Gouda. Maybe you can get the best color after trying gas heat treatment and electric heat treatment for several months. So now we are going to talk about Ho Vangu Pushparaga. Pushparaga means yellow sapphire. Vangu Pushparaga means inside this yellow sapphire, you will see inclusions, rotile needles. So if we burn this Pushparaga in a oxy reducing environment, it will create a blue color or green color sapphire, or bicolor sapphire. In some areas you will see like blue or green. But the recommended burning method is, since already this has yellow, the prominent color of this stone is yellow, already it has a nice yellow color. So by improving the clarity and improving the color, we can create a good yellow stone, or even an orange stone, golden yellow stone, by burning this in an oxidizing environment. So if we do oxidizing heating treatment, we can create a nice yellow color or vivid yellow, golden yellow, even orange sapphire out of this. So these are samples for Vangu Pushparaga. Ratu Geuda, or some people call Rat Geuda. Ratu means in Sinhala red, red Geuda. So as you see, the prominent color of this stone is, these stones are red, but these stones are not so appealing, not so nice. It's so cloudy, murky. The luster is not there. So if we burn by burning these things with these stones, we can create either ruby, heated ruby, or heated pinks based on amount of chromium inside this stone. If it has a lot of chromium, then we can even create ruby. Or if it has let's say if it has only bit of chromium, maybe we can create pink sapphire. So if we burn this in oxy reducing environment, oxidizing environment, we can get rid of the blue color and create a nice ruby or a pink. Or if we burn this in oxy reducing environment, if we do oxy reducing treatment, maybe even we can create purple color, because then it creates blue plus red color, which means you can get purple color out of this type of stones. So since more than purple, there's a good demand for rubies and hot pinks and pinks. So usually what people does is, they find this type of stones, they usually do a oxidizing treatment, oxidizing heat treatment, and get rid of this blue from this stone and create a uh, uh, nice ruby or a pink sapphire. So that's about Ratu Geuda or Radgouda. So I'm going to, now we are done with identifying different varieties of Geuda stones. Now I'm going to discuss some insights about a history lesson. In Sri Lanka, there was a tribe. Actually, they are not from Sri Lanka. Some people says these people came from Malaysia. Some people says this tribe is from, I don't know, Arab countries, but most of the sources says this tribe called Mukkaru, they came from India. So this tribe came over hundreds, maybe 1,000 years ago in ancient era, in King's era. They came and did excavations, mining excavations in Sri Lanka with the approvals of old Sri Lankan kings. So, but the thing is, they didn't want these Geuda stones. They only wanted to buy or collect the best quality rubies, pink sapphires, and blue sapphires. But as you already know, in Sri Lanka, when we do a mine in the sapphire harvest, 70 to 80% of the sapphires that we find are Geuda stones. So if they when these Mukkaru people do mining, when they come across these type of Geuda stones, what they usually did was they create beads, because they knew these are sapphires. They knew it has some kind of a value. What they do is maybe did little bit of polishing, like they preform it like a cabochon type of a cutting, and they create beads out of these stones, and they wear it around their necks as necklaces, and sometimes in their on their hands as bangles. There was a it says there some as per the stories that I have heard, these Mukkaru people had had a myth. They had a belief that if a Mukkaru died while they were mining, let's say due to a mine collapse or due to a sickness, they do not continue that mine. What they do is they put the dead body of that Mukkaru inside that mine. They close that mine and go to another location for mining. So when still in Sri Lanka, when people do mining in Ratnapura, Nevitigala, in the several other locations, even in Alahara, there are a lot of areas, you will come across these type of Gouda stone beads, which means this is a place uh, excavated by Mukkarus. So, which means like if you find this type of bead, means this is an abandoned mine, which means that Mukkarus were not be able to take out the good harvest because in the middle of the process they abandoned the mine and moved to some other location. So in those mines you will find really nice blue sapphires as well. So when we discuss since it is something related to Guido stores, that's why I shared these stories. So you will in the market sometimes you will see find this type of Mukkaru Guido stones with this type of beads. And this is a collector's item as well because it has some kind of a story, it has a history, and there's a special value for this type of Gouda stones. People buy these stones as a collector's item, not necessarily for burning, but as a collector's item. Now I'm going to discuss, sorry, what creates color in corundum or sapphires. As you already know, aluminium oxide we call corundum. Trade name is sapphire. Aluminium oxide in pure form without any impurities, the color is white. If it is pure aluminium oxide, we call it white sapphire. If aluminium oxide has an impurity called ferrous or Fe or iron, it creates the unique yellow color. Aluminium oxide with ferrous creates yellow color. Let's say aluminium oxide with ferrous and titanium creates blue color. We call blue sapphire. Aluminium oxide with corundum, aluminium oxide with chromium creates ruby or pink color. If it has a lot of chromium, we call ruby. If it has a bit of chromium, we call pink sapphire. Let's say aluminum oxide has ferrous, titanium, and vanadium. It creates green sapphire. That if aluminum oxide has ferrous and chromium, then we call it's a Padmaraga, highly soft, sort of a very, there's a huge demand for this type of Padmaraga stones. So if aluminium oxide has impurities such as ferrous, titanium, and chromium, we will see we can see purple color. So we call purple sapphire. That is the chemical composition of different color profiles, different varieties of sapphires. This knowledge is required when we use when we decide what type of a burning technique that we want to use to achieve the expected color. So that's why I'm sharing this chemical composition beforehand before we discuss about the heat treatment techniques or technologies. So now we are done with our first half of the lecture, where we discuss mainly from the history of definition of Gouda stone, history of Gouda stones, different varieties of Gouda stones. Even we talk about this ancient tribe called Mukkaru who used to collect Gouda stones for their ornaments and necklaces. They used to collect those Gouda stones. Now I am going to discuss about the heat treatment techniques and technology. The first technique that I'm going to discuss is the traditional blowpipe heat treatment technique. This is not a new technique. This was there in Sri Lanka for over centuries. people, Sri Lankan gem traders use, they didn't know the technical, scientific side of it, but they use this traditional blowpipe heat treatment technique mainly to get rid of the purple color in rubies as well as this brownish gray color from blue sapphires. So ancient era, they mainly use this to improve the color in rubies and blue sapphires. But modern day, now people use this blow pipe technique to burn Ottugeuda also. As I already told you, uh, see, this is Ottugeuda. To burn this type of Ottugeuda, people use this traditional blowpipe heat treatment technique. From this technique, we can increase the heat to up. We can reach heats up to 900 Celsius, even 1100 Celsius. So this is the traditional blowpipe heat treatment technique. Next, we are going to discuss the Thai heat treatment technique. In 1960s, 70s, I told you earlier, Thai traders collected tons of Gouda stones from Sri Lanka. Before they collect these stones, I don't know whether I mentioned it. Sri Lankans use these Gouda stones as paper tags, sometimes as nice stones they use these stones they keep these stones inside their water fish tanks as a beautiful stone. In Sri Lanka, there was a custom like when we start uh, constructing a house, we put some valuables to the foundation. We put some rice, we put some gold, we put some small, at least a very small gem as a part of a gem because we knew Geuda is a part of sapphire. So even in ancient era, people put these Geudas to their foundation even now sometimes when people do some demolition works when they remove certain foundations sometimes in especially in the mining areas people come across big Gouda stones that their ancestors used to deposit when they start in the foundation when they start constructing a new house. So that's it. I'm coming back to the technology. So Thai people, what they did was they took back these Gouda stones to Thailand and they burned these stones in an oven furnace made out of using a diesel furnace. So we call condor machine. They mainly use oxygen and diesel to ignite the fire. So this is a bit time consuming. I'm not expert in Thai heat treatment methods. From the information I got, those who has prior experience in these techniques, this is like it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to fully process a gem from Thai heat treatment techniques, and it was and this is quite time consuming and like finance wise, running a motor, diesel engine for 2 to 3 weeks also quite costly. And the main issue is let's discuss the good side of this. Since this burns stones in a oxy-reducing environment, because since this is a diesel engine, it has a lot of carbon. The gems get burns in a oxy-reducing environment. So it creates a nice blue color. But the issue is from in this furnace you can't hit like 1800, 850 that high heat, only up to about 1400 heat you can achieve from this type of a gem burning oven or a furnace. So the thing is, sometimes even after burning from this type of a Thai condor oven, you will not be able to get rid of the thick silky inclusions, rotile needles. So you will not be able to achieve the expected clarity if you burn gems in this type of a Thai condor oven. Because this can hit up to 1400, but the usually this rotile needles usually get dissolved only 100% get dissolved only after 650. Even sometimes some thick Gouda stones we have to burn even up to 1850. The melting point of a sapphire is 2050. So sometimes we have to go even up to 1850. If yes, of course we can go even for 2000, but there's a high chance of burst in the stones because it's a too much pressure, too much strain on the stone, so it's not advisable to go over 1850. um, so usually the rutile needles get start dissolving after 1650. So by achieving 1400 Celsius, you will not be able to dissolve the fully dissolve the rutile needles. So yes, of course, from this you can get a nice blue color, but the stones are quite sleepy. The luster is low, so these stones are not so appealing. So after Sri Lankans studying this high condor machine, Sri Lankans found out it is not the best. They found out the flaws in this high heat treatment techniques. We Sri Lankans designed a new machine we call Lakmini furnace. This is the most available, widely available, most famous gem heat treatment machine in the world, Lakmini furnace. This furnace use LP gas with oxygen to ignite the fire or to maintain the fire. So from this furnace, you can even go up to even 9950, even to 2000 Celsius from this furnace. But it is not recommended to go over 1850 because, as I already mentioned, it can create certain fractures because higher the heat, higher the chance of bursting the stone. This is a product made, designed and made in Sri Lanka. Now even Thai people use this machine for gem burning. From this machine, yeah, this can achieve a moderate level of color, not so good as the Thai condor machine, but we can get a nice luster from Lakmini furnace because since it can uh, like reach heats up to 1850, we can more or less fully remove the inclusions, rutile needles from the stones. So we can create nice uh, stone without any inclusions or rutile needles. But since this comparing to condor machine, the environment that the gems get burn is not so reducing. It does not give a very vivid, vibrant blue color. But this machine is suitable to get a moderate blue color. The thing is, it anyway, if it has a lot of inclusion, even from this machine, you can get a really good blue color. So this is the machine that designed and widely operated in Sri Lanka. Now we are so this machine we use diesel and oxygen. This machine we use a Lakmini furnace LP gas, liquid petroleum gas with oxygen. Here we use electric heat treatment, electricity as the method of cooling, heating these stones. So um, they use some in some machines they use electric furnace. They use with inert gases like carbon dioxide, argon, to heat these stones. And the soaking time, heating time differs from 1 week to even up to 6 months. Some like 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, even up to 6 months. There are heat treatments based on the intended color you are planning to achieve, and especially if you are burning young gewder. Young gewder, as I already told you, gewder that lacks a lot of chemicals or impurities to get the good quality color. So for those type of young gewder, just doing Lakmini furnace or gas burning is not good enough. You have to go for extensive um, electric heat treatments, maybe even up to 6 months. Sometimes, in some cases, even after heating for 6 months, you will not be able to get the expected, or let's say royal blue color or cornflower blue color. So that's about electric heat treatment machines. Now, Sri Lankan gem traders, they do experiments with other stones, not just with sapphires. In Sri Lanka, people do heat treatments with mehengi spinners to improve the color and clarity of mehengi spinners, mandarin garnets, and aquamarines also. These are new developments. Even I don't think most of the gemologists, gem traders in the world knows about these new developments. Now people use electric furnace to improve the color and clarity of mehengi spinners, mandarin garnets and aquamarines. Even I heard they do for circums as well. So that's it. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, here we are going to discuss about preheat drying oven. This is a machine developed in Sri Lanka to prepare the gemstone for heating. As I told you, like if we put a gemstone without drying or without condition it to withstand a high heat, there's a high chance of bursting. So in we need to use this type of people use this type of oven to dry out any excess moisture inside the stones and give some kind of a low heat to condition the gemstone to absorb high heat in a gas or electric burner. So in this type of ovens, the heat is usually from 100 Celsius to 400 Celsius. So this is a machine developed in Sri Lanka to condition the stone to burn with electric or gas ovens. Next slide, I'm going to discuss about another new development. This is not so new. This is not so widely. This is not a very famous heat treatment method. Sapphire heat treatment with pressure. So this technique or technology was designed or invented by a South Korean company called Hinami Lab. They did some experiments. So they with a pressure mold, what they did was they do not just heat the stone. While heating, they put some pressure to the stone. So uh, the intention of heat treatment with pressure is to cure the fractures of the stones. As I already told you, the melting point of a sapphire is 2050. So if when it is closer to 2050, let's say 950 or 2000 Celsius, the sapphire becomes like a jelly. It becomes more or less very liquidy type or jelly type. The body become jelly type of a condition. So what they do is, after putting external pressure on the sapphires, they try to heal the fractures, cracks in those stones, and improve the clarity. And so in some cases they were able to achieve that thing. They were successful, as you see in these photos. Let me right see here. There's a huge fracture in this stone. This is before this heat treatment with pressure. After heat treatment with this pressure, like they were able to cure the stone about, let's say, 70%. Here also they had a fracture here. there's no fracture, visible fracture here. Of course, you need to do a bit of ray polishing after this type of heat treatment to get the best color out of it. The thing is, this method is not always successful. Here, they were able to heal the fracture. Here, there's a fracture, but after heating, after this heating with pressure, there's no fracture. But here, the situation got worse. So, no one can predict whether, no one can give any 100% assurance they can heal the fractures with this method. The thing is, this treatment is not widely available. I don't know any place in Sri Lanka who does this treatment, because this machine itself, it's very expensive, cost in millions. Only in couple of laboratories in the world this type of technology available, heating with pressure. So this treatment is not widely available. This was invented in 2009, but I did not personally come across any stones. I have seen photos and videos. I later found out some stones got which got healed after this treatment. After a couple of months or years time, the um, fractures start appearing. So this is not a good treatment method. If you sell this type of stone, you need to disclose it in your testing reports. So in the market, there can be this type of heat treated stones. The thing is, if the fracture is fully cured, then it's okay. But if this fracture start appearing after a couple of years or months, then you are in trouble. So that's why, you if you are buying, let's say, 5 carat or 10 carat above nice blue stones, it is good to uh, go for advanced testing from a reputed gem lab who has the capacity to check all these treatments. You know, small gem labs in Sri Lanka and anywhere else in the world, if they don't have advanced gem testing facilities and skilled gemologists, I don't think they are capable of detecting these advanced heat treatment methods. So now I am going to tell you certain techniques, certain methods which we can use to identify heated stones in the markets. Even we are getting rough stones, we are getting cut and polish stones. Let's say if we get a cut and polish stones, if we check the stones with a loop or a microscope, you will see this type of rotile dissolved blood rotile needles. This is before heat treatments. See, you will see very sharp or rotile needles, but after heating, these rotile needles dissolve, which improves the color and clarity. So if you see this type of dissolved blood blotted rotile needles, you can guess it is as a heated stone. And again, if you see this type of burst mark around solid inclusions, there's a high chance this is heated stones. So if you have a doubt, it is always advisable to go for a certificate. So with advanced testing, advanced gem testing microscope, with advanced treatment testing measures like FTIR, you will be able to get a accurate conclusion whether it is a heated or 100% unheated natural stone. So again, in the rough gem markets, markets, there's no gem labs. Especially, let's say, if you go to gem markets, I'm telling you some names of some gem markets, rough gem markets in Sri Lanka, like Okkampetia, Nivitikala, uh, Haliagoda, or Hatton. In those areas, you will find rough gems. But the thing is, some people send heated rough gems also to the market. So how I'm telling you, some telltale signs which you can check, some signs you can check to identify heated rough stone and a natural rough stone. So, as I told you, people do not just put rough stones to gas burning. They usually remove unwanted things from their stones. Let's say some cracks, air bubbles. They do some preformation. So if you see some stones like here, see this is a preformed one. You can see in more or less in every stone. See, uh, uh, you will see some preform marks. So if you see some preform marks, which means there's a high chance it is a heated stone. It's a one thing you can check. And in especially with heated stones, newly heated stones, you will see some this type of a oily texture, right? If it has a bit of a oily texture, which is not widely available in natural rough stones. It's so matte type of a texture of the body of the rough stone. And even in nice good rough stones, natural rough stones, which we can cut without any burning, still in every rough stone there are at least small amount of rutile needles. So these small needles create microastriums. If you go to the expose the stones to the sunlight and check side by side in towards the edges, you will see small, very small microastriums or small shines, silk type shines, in usually in unheated natural rough stones. But since after heating, most of these silky or astrium type shines disappears, because after heating we get rid of these rutile needles. In most cases, you will not see this silky shines or astrium shines in heated rough stones. It's also one sign you can use to check whether it is a heated stone or a natural stones. And again, if you are experienced gem buyer, when you go to market, when you see certain gemstones, the colors, certain colors are unique to heated blue sapphires. So when we see those colors, we know this is a heated stones. So these are some techniques you can use to identify, figure out whether it's a heated rough stone or a 100% natural unheated rough stone. Okay, beware. Let's see. Not every stone is good for heating. This is a very, very important message I want to carry. Not a lot of even people in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan gem traders knows about these things. Inside the stones, there are some air bubbles. In air bubbles, inside sapphire, there are small air bubbles. In those sapphire air bubbles, in most cases, you will find carbon dioxide, H2O, or uh, sorry, CO2 or H2O. CO2 means carbon dioxide, H2O means water, which mean it doesn't mean water in liquid form, but it has little bit of micro water moisture inside those air bubbles. If these air bubbles carries water moisture, if we heat those stones, it definitely burst into small pieces, like uh, after it creates micro burst all over the stones, and it turn into a it's like salt. It become a stone, white color stone, like a cube of salt. So it's very difficult to check whether these air bubbles has carbon dioxide or water moisture. Advanced chemical testings and some testings through, Gem Raman, we can figure out this whether it has water or carbon dioxide. But the thing is, not any gem trader in Sri Lanka has Gem Raman testing kits, testing machines, because those are very, very expensive. And maybe one or two gem labs has Gem Raman testing machines. So it's a very risky things. But there are I have met some really, really experienced gem buyers who can guess, not tell 100%, who can guess, who can predict like whether this is a guess whether it's carbon dioxide or water in these stones. They call, if it has water bubbles, we call Nora stones. People don't like Nora stone because it's, if it has Nora air bubbles in those Gouda stones, it there's a high chance you will not be able to recover a single rupee out of it. It happened to me. I'm a proud person of with that experience. The very first Gouda stone I bought, as I can remember, I spent about $600 for that. My very first Gouda stone, and it's my very first stone I bought, and it had this Nora, and I lost everything. I was unable to recover a single penny. So that's why heating is, it's like a gambling. Of course, buying gems, even buying rough, unheated is very difficult, very complicated. But buying rough gems for heating is so difficult. If you are not expert in that area, better to stay away. There are a lot of other methods you can earn profit from gem business, like trading cut and polish stones, or buying gems for recutting, buying gems for like buying rough naturals to cut in. But only if you are quite experienced, and if you have enough money to gamble, you can make millions out of this type of Gouda, because Gouda stores are not so expensive, but the risk also, higher the risk, higher the profit. So if you are ready to take that risk, you can move to Gouda. You can buy Gouda stone. Otherwise, my suggestion is, if you are a newcomer to this industry, if you don't have a huge budget, if you don't have deep pockets, stay away from Gouda stones. So mm, now we discuss more or less everything about heating. Now I'm talking about cheating. Heating, that part is over. Now we are talking about cheating in the markets. You We will find not just heated stones. We will find with heated stones where are irradiated stones, especially X-ray treatment. In Sri Lanka, also in India, there are lot of widely available irradiated sapphires, especially with yellow sapphires, Padmaragas, and rubies. Some varieties of rubies. So what they does is they expose this pale color yellow sapphire into X-rays, and after they couple of hours or days, once they expose this yellow, pale color yellow sapphire, baby yellow, or the pale color yellow sapphire into X-ray, it start emitting a vivid yellow color. But the thing is that color is not stable. After a couple of days or hours, the color disappears, maybe sometimes in weeks or sometimes in months. So it's highly advisable, if you want to buy yellow sapphire, make sure that you buy with the gem certificate. Still, you need to do a primary testing. If you want to buy yellow sapphire, just don't just pay money and buy a buy yellow sapphire. Ask for a couple of days to settle the money. Maybe you can give a post dated check. You buy the yellow sapphire, keep it in the sun for a couple of hours or days, see whether the color is stable, and after that you can apply for certificate and pay. Still, there are certain treatments now in the market. It is even difficult to detect by advanced gem testing because the color is stable even up to 6 to 7 months, maybe even 1 year. The color start diminishing or lowering only after couple of months, after 6 7 months. So if you are buying yellow sapphires Padmaraga, you need to source these gemstones only with trusted sources, those who are ready to take back their gems and provide a money back warranty or a gem replacement warranty. So make sure that you work with trusted people, because even if you apply for a color stability test from a gem lab, they put the gemstone for about 3 to 4 days under a UV light and check whether the color is stable. But sometimes the thing is, some yellow in some irradiated yellow sapphires, the color start disappearing only after 6 7 months time. uh, Again, with Padmaraga, where they do radiation treatment for uh, pale color baby pink, we call baby pink. They convert into a nice Padmaraga stones. Those stones also, because pale baby pink is not so expensive, but if you can create a Padmaraga stones after it becomes very appealing and very expensive. But the thing is, after a couple of weeks or months time, again it becomes a baby pink. It has happened to some of my friends. Even once it happened to me also. So you need to be very careful about when you buy yellow sapphire and Padmaraga, even some rubies as well. It's one cheating method people use, unfortunately, in the market. And you will find diffuse stones as well, especially borax and beryllium treatments are widely available, especially with African sapphires. Even before they send these rough stones to Sri Lanka, they do borax and beryllium treatments, especially in India, yellow sapphires and Padmaragas. We will find glass filled diffusion also, especially in Thailand, sapphires and Burmese rubies. You will find a lot of glass field rubies and sapphires. One simple technique to identify these diffuse stones, because in diffuse stones, the color is mainly around the surface of the stone, not inside the stone. Um, so if we put these stones in a white color plate with water, and if we put the stone in it, we will see like this. Mainly the color is in the surface, on the surface of the stone. See, it's like this. So if you see this type of stone, better you go for advanced testing, get a test report from a gem lab to verify your doubt. So it can be a diffuse stone. I have seen a lot of diffuse stones in touristic areas, because um, tourists doesn't know, they don't know whether this is a treated sapphire or um a natural sapphire. They just want sapphire. Just it's a sapphire, because but because tourists want big stones at a cheaper price. They don't have any gemology background, so and they need sapphires. So what the gem traders does is they sell this type of diffuse sapphires, because you can sell a lot of included diffuse or less color sapphires after diffusion or after glass filling. You can those stones are like not expensive at all. So for especially for in touristic areas, you will find these type of diffuse stones, not just in touristic places. Unfortunately, even in some gem markets, you will come across diffuse stones as well as synthetic stones. So that's why gem trading is not for everybody. It's a science, it's a art. So that's why we need to learn about gemology, and that's why you need to work with experienced people to get hands-on experience. Otherwise, everyone will do gem business. So it's good in a way. It's good. Diffuse stones, synthetic stones are there in the market. Only who has the experience, who has the knowledge, can thrive in this business without getting into these traps. Okay, that's it. That's it for now. Gem heat treatment or understanding Gemstone, it's a huge, it's like an ocean. But with the limited time available, I tried my level best to give the maximum, share the maximum knowledge with you. I believe still you have some questions. If you have some questions, feel free to reach out to me. This is my mobile phone, plus 94 777 612 595, or else you can send us an email info@saysafaya.com, or you can send to my personal email address udaguru udaguru @gmail.com. If you want to um, join our gem expeditions, because one or twice a year Miss Kim organizes gem expeditions to Sri Lanka. uh, I'll be the host in during this gem tour, so you can reach out to Miss Kim if you want to book a seat in her next gem expedition to Sri Lanka. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Good luck with your future gem business, and hope to see you soon in Sri Lanka.
Thank you so much for watching this insightful session on the 101 of heat treatment in Sri Lanka. A special thanks, of course, to Udara for sharing his valuable knowledge and time with us in this exclusive video. So, with a profound understanding of heat treatment that you now possess, we trust that you are well equipped to embark on a meaningful and enriching experience during our upcoming Sri Lanka Gemstone tour. We are eager to explore the vibrant world of Sri Lankan gemstones with you, and we look forward to an unforgettable adventure together. Safe travels, folks, and see you soon.